Got me on my cell phone. Now they always say congratulations.
Suicide, if you ever try to let go. I'm sad, I know, yeah, I'm sad, I know.
J'ai l'air essoufflé, même si j'ai tout fait. J'ai tout, ferai jamais dans ma vie.
Ah, il aurait pu, je t'aime. Oh, à la folie. Oh,
Bitch, we in the city on that hot shit. Looking for a biddy on that hot shit.
Hey! Raindrop. Drop, smoking, no cooking, the hot bar. Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang.
My lady, come, my lady, you're my butterfly.
Je voulais rester à la cité, mon père m'a dit All eyes on me.
This is America. Don't get you. Got me on my cell phone. Now they always say congratulations.
suicide, if you ever try to let go. I'm sad, I know, yeah, I'm sad, I know.
J'ai l'air essoufflé, même si j'ai tout fait. J'ai tout, ferai jamais dans ma vie.
Ah, il aurait pu, je t'aime. Oh, à la folie. Oh,
Bitch, we in the city on that hot shit. Looking for a biddy on that hot shit.
Hey! Raindrop. Drop, smoking, no cooking, the hot bar. Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang.
My lady, come, my lady, you're my butterfly.
Je voulais rester à la cité, mon père m'a dit All eyes on me.
This is America. Don't get you. Got me on my cell phone. Now they always say congratulations.
suicide, if you ever try to let go. I'm sad, I know, yeah, I'm sad, I know.
J'ai l'air essoufflé, même si j'ai tout fait. J'ai tout, ferai jamais dans ma vie.
Ah, il aurait pu, je t'aime. Oh, à la folie. Oh,
Bitch, we in the city on that hot shit. Looking for a biddy on that hot shit.
Hey! Raindrop. Drop, smoking, no cooking, the hot bar. Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang.
My lady, come, my lady, you're my butterfly.
Je voulais rester à la cité, mon père m'a dit All eyes on me.
This is America. Don't get you. Got me on my cell phone. Now they always say congratulations.
suicide, if you ever try to let go. I'm sad, I know, yeah, I'm sad, I know.
J'ai l'air essoufflé, même si j'ai tout fait. J'ai tout, ferai jamais dans ma vie.
Ah, il aurait pu, je t'aime. Oh, à la folie. Oh,
Bitch, we in the city on that hot shit. Looking for a biddy on that hot shit.
Hey! Raindrop. Drop, smoking, no cooking, the hot bar. Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang.
My lady, come, my lady, you're my butterfly.
Je voulais rester à la cité, mon père m'a dit All eyes on me.
This is America. Don't get you. Got me on my cell phone. Now they always say congratulations.
suicide, if you ever try to let go. I'm sad, I know, yeah, I'm sad, I know.
J'ai l'air essoufflé, même si j'ai tout fait. J'ai tout, ferai jamais dans ma vie.
Ah, il aurait pu, je t'aime. Oh, à la folie. Oh,
Bitch, we in the city on that hot shit. Looking for a biddy on that hot shit.
Hey! Raindrop. Drop, smoking, no cooking, the hot bar. Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang.
My lady, come, my lady, you're my butterfly.
Je voulais rester à la cité, mon père m'a dit All eyes on me.
This is America.
gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang.
Hold up, my lady, come, my lady, you're my butterfly.
Je voulais rester à la cité, mon père m'a dit All eyes on me.
This is America. Don't catch you. You used to call me on my cell phone. Now they always say congratulations.
Suicide if you ever try to let go. I'm sad, I know, yeah, I'm sad, I know.
J'ai l'air essoufflé, même si j'ai tout fait. J'ai tout, ferai jamais dans ma vie.
Je t'aime, à la folie.
Bitch, we in the city on that hot shit. Looking for a biddy on that hot shit.
Raindrops, drop top, smoking, no cooking, the hot box.
Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang.
Hold up, my lady, come, my lady, you're my butterfly.
Je voulais rester à la cité, mon père m'a dit All eyes on me.
This is America. Don't catch you. You used to call me on my cell phone. Now they always say congratulations.
Suicide if you ever try to let go. I'm sad, I know, yeah, I'm sad, I know.
J'ai l'air essoufflé, même si j'ai tout fait. J'ai tout, ferai jamais dans ma vie.
Je t'aime, à la folie.
What is up, guys? Dashing here, and we, my friends, are live for Shockwave number 175, and gonna do my best to keep up to the caliber that you are used to from the four-time commentator of the year. But well, suffice to say, after these last couple of days, last week really, coming from San Juan to Mexico, we're back in the United States, but not to mention coming off of what I've heard many in the CM universe the last 24 hours call one of the greatest wins in CMV history. Last night at Octane, essentially single-handedly, I defeated Tommy Demise and Mike Magnum Maxwell. So I got some bumps, I got some bruises, but I'm here and ready for this big time episode of Shockwave, guys. We got a lot to look forward to as we get things started with the Egyptian Dominator, Ahmed, in an attempt here to end the losing streak he has been on these last couple of months. I'm going to try to do that as Ahmed against Lucha Libre Magica's Payaso Loco. The last Shockwave in Mexico, guys, had quite the opportunity going up against global champion Cam Harris, but in losing effort. So two men who are seeking a much needed victory, but I'd say especially for Ahmed, guys, going from one of the most winningest superstars in all of CMV history to now on a, well, what can only be described as a rut he's been in these last couple of months. Losing the Global Championship, failing to get it back, defeat after defeat, and being mocked the entire time by Jack Proctor. Definitely has not helped, I'm sure. But this now is Ahmed's chance. Can he finally get a win on the board? It should be a very interesting clash here. San Juan was amazing for ferocity and absolution last weekend. Mexico was great. Last episode of Shockwave and Octane. We are indeed now back in the United States as we look toward, of course, just a couple of short months away, Ascendance 14 live from Madison Square Garden in New York City. But before we get there, there is one final pit stop, and that is Purgatory coming up in just a few weeks as we see Ahmed so desperate to get a win, took that cheap shot, referee going to admonish him. The last thing Ahmed really needs is to suffer a disqualification loss. Like I said, we got a lot to look forward to tonight here on Shockwave number 175, my friends. How about Jeremy Barmore and the global champion Cam Harris face to face? Former stablemates, of course, saw last Shockwave after Cam Harris picked up his win against Payaso Loco. Jeremy Barmore came down to the ring. The two stood face to face, and Barmore threw down the challenge. He wants a shot at the global championship. Will Harris give it to him? We'll find out a bit later on. We also got some great trios action, including Team Luger, the new Lucha Libre Magical World Champion Bob Luger, and the Pro Wrestling Japan Tag Team Champions, KC Captain and Aaron Aronson. They will take on, how about this trio of El Mal Saltador, Roland Pago, and Mr. Climb to Fame, Alan Montoya, taking up for Lucha Libre. That should be a great match. But guys, our main event for the Intercontinental Championship, Emmett Jones gets his rematch as he will challenge Diamonta. Ahmed saying he's going to snap Payaso Loco in half, and I don't know if there's a more dangerous sight than a desperate Ahmed as he stomps a hole in Loco. To the top, this is a rare sight to see. Drilling his bare knee right down onto the chest of Loco, but still able to kick out. Now Ahmed going to utilize the shoulder claw of doom. I feel like it's been years since I have seen a shoulder claw pulled out here in CMV. These have been quite popular in the early days. Loco with a clothesline. Now I'm going to go straight for the top rope here. As he nails pretty gorgeous looking elbow, but with the instincts of Ahmed to immediately roll over to the ropes. That's why he's a former world champion at Loco. Out that back suplex to him. Ooh, hang on. Getting a little bit dirty with his tactics here is Payaso Loco taking off the top turnbuckle cover, and the ref did not see him do it. As now Ahmed gets sent to the corner. Loco talking a little bit of smack. Is that the brightest idea? I don't think so. To an already pissed off Ahmed. I'm not sure why you would want to. Oh my God, and how about the backfire here as Loco gets dropped face first on the exposed turnbuckle. And some people don't believe karma is a real thing. Loco was the one who exposed the turnbuckle. He's the one that gets dropped face first down onto it. Now look at Ahmed bullying Loco. Not going to take that line down, just gets put right back on his ass though. Getting chucked around like a ragdoll. And again, we see that ferocity that I feel like Ahmed has been lacking a little bit these last couple of months. Will this finally end his dry spell? Big slam from out of the corner. To the top rope. Maybe another Knee drop. Oh, looks like Ahmed thinking of something else. Clothesline from off the top. And still not finished as Ahmed, but here's Payaso Loco. Damn, the referee still hasn't seen that exposed turnbuckle as Loco again gets sent careening into it. Huge leg drop from Ahmed. Excuse me. Go to the midsection. It's going to do it again. How is this referee not aware yet of the exposed turnbuckle brother? Typically, these referees here at CMV are pretty eagle-eyed. They see that shit right away. 3 times Ahmed has been allowed to utilize that exposed turnbuckle. You gotta give credit to Payaso Loco for still standing though. Exhibiting his toughness against the Egyptian destroyer. Full steam ahead. But Ahmed able to get his boots up. And now a clothesline off the ropes. I thought he was gonna send him into that exposed turnbuckle again. Snapmare by Loco. Look how slow. He's trying to pull Ahmed up on the one knee just to throw him down violently and out on the top. Headbutt from Payaso Loco. If Ahmed is defeated by Payaso Loco here. Keep it a buck, man. I don't know if this losing streak of his will ever end. Oh no. And now gonna make a donation. Is Payaso Loco to the Break the Neck Foundation. Ain't no way. Able to kick out. Ahmed, of course, defeated Chris Diamond to win the Global Championship, and now Loco finally gets to use the exposed turnbuckle that he exposed earlier. Loco with a sleeper. Payaso Loco's got Ahmed caught in a standing sleeper. Oh, now the ref sees it. Yeah, well done, buddy. It's a little bit too late at this point. Big knee to the side of the head. Referee putting that cover back on the exposed top turnbuckle is Ahmed. Gotta be looking for the Cairo clutch. Loco's doing his best to keep out of range. Well done. Taking down Ahmed with a double bounce cross body out of the corner. Boot now to the chest. Ahmed has been thrown off his game. He cites Jack Proctor for being a big reason why, saying that Proctor has been essentially stalking him, but it seems like Ahmed is back in form. Cairo clutch cinched in, and Loco no choice but to tap out almost immediately. Finally, a losing streak ends, but no! Just as Ahmed at last picks up a win, look who it is, Jack Proctor. Jumping Ahmed, Ahmed trying to fight back. Well, remember what Quantum told Jack Proctor. He said no more time for games, it's time to act. And it seems like Proctor has taken that advice to heart. Ahmed says Proctor's been pulling practical pranks on him, calling him, knocking him, sending him texts, emails. After all his losses, Quantum said, knock that shit off. Why don't you go and actually get your hands dirty? Well, now Proctor's trying to do that, but Ahmed not going to be punked out. Proctor man dug his own grave. Off the ropes, drops down for a big time. Me and Ahmed just got done with a pretty hard-hitting matchup with Payaso Loco. And he is still not backing down. Cairo clutch, the Cairo clutch. Locked in on his fellow Egyptian. But Proctor, the former masseuse of Quantum, Now a CMV competitor chucking Ahmed around like it ain't no thing but a chicken wing. And now Proctor, who knows the human body perhaps better than anybody else, breaking the back of the Egyptian destroyer. Pulling him up, oh my God. Proctor with the torture rack. Here's a man that used to heal people, but not anymore. And Ahmed's tapping. Ahmed actually tapped out, but this is a match. This is a brawl. We need to get security out here before Jack Proctor paralyzes Ahmed. He made him tap again. Ahmed just tapped twice to Jack Proctor. Oh my, and he's gonna do it again. Another torture rack. How do you go from being a masseuse, from helping people, to trying to paralyze a man? Ahmed has tapped out 3 times, Proctor. This is barbaric. But Ahmed will not surrender so easily. The trifecta of backbreakers, vintage Ahmed. And now gonna try to rip this guy's head off. But it doesn't change the fact that Jack Proctor just made Ahmed tap out. Not once, not twice, but thrice in front of the whole world. Power bomb down onto the knee is just disgusting. No, not his own maneuver. Not the Cairo clutch. Ahmed will not allow that. Big knee again. As we wait for somebody to come out here and break these two up. It ain't gonna be me. Not after the couple of days I've had. Cairo clutch. There it is. Ahmed locks in the Cairo clutch. Perhaps it will be Jack Proctor getting his back broken. Months of insults coming to a head. Should have been a night for celebration for Ahmed, ending his losing streak. But Jack Proctor perhaps now looking to retreat. Maybe he bit off more than he could chew, as the old saying goes. But we all know Ahmed. We know he'll fight until he can't any longer. Despite Proctor putting him through the ringer. Oh my God, come on. Still, the former global champion puts up a fight as he drags Jack Proctor into the corner. 2 men from Egypt, but far from friends. Look at the back, guys, of Ahmed. Deep bruises beginning to form. But Proctor still unsatisfied, slapping Ahmed across the face. No respect. I don't know how you can, in your right mind, choose to pick a fight with somebody like Ahmed, but Proctor is obviously out to prove something. There's that torture rack. He's gonna make him tap a 4th time. My word, 4 times. Jack Proctor has made Ahmed tap out, and he's going for the 5th. Where is security? Oh, disgusting. Backbreaker. And another. I'm trying to get in contact with our security team. I mean, I would imagine they're busy with this 24/7 rule going on as it pertains to the Anarchy Championship. The chaos we've seen in only the last few days alone. But somebody needs to stop this before Ahmed's career potentially meets its end. Here they come, finally security on their way. I just got word with Jack Proctor knocking Ahmed down to the floor. He's cleared the ring. He says, "This is my ring now."
Yeah, you know the vibe. Bubble pop, let's go. Cherry soda, cherry soda. Yeah, make him spend his whole quota. Cha-ching, yeah, I got that sweet flavor. He call me lifesaver, do myself a favor. He think I'm sweet like the candy shop, but I can make the whole party stop. Got these new heels, click clack on the floor. He texting me, always asking for more. I'm in LA, sipping on the best, put his credit card to the test. He said I move like a superstar. I'm like, yeah, boy, you know who we are. We them girls. Ice in my cup, see the diamonds on freeze. I don't ask for much, but I get what I please. 2,000 for the bag, just to match the mood. Say I'm pretty, but I got an attitude. On the top, watch the bubbles rise up. Fill it up, never draining my cup. If you wanna ride, better change your lane, cause we driving fast and we making it rain. Cherry soda, cherry soda. Yeah, make him spend his whole quota. Cha-ching, yeah, I got that sweet flavor. He call me lifesaver, do myself a favor. Yeah, used to wear the cheap stuff, now it's all designer. Bling. Got him wrapped around my little finger. He let the way I pop it like a can of fizz. Told him if he want this, better know the business. I'm not his wifey, I'm his fantasy. Living life in first class, can't you see? Look at me, said my attitude is kinda spicy. I told him that's the price, boy, ain't it pricey? It is. Stepping on the truck with the pink lip gloss. So them girls gotta play like a real big boss. He tryna lock it down, but I love my space. Leaving lipstick marks on his regular plates. Pink neon lights, yeah, we glow in the dark. Got the motor running, boy, I'm starting to spark. They can try to clone, but I'm one of one. We just out here chilling, having double the fun. I'm a premium flavor, you can't get on tap. Put my name in the center, a Hollywood map. Got the baseline bouncing like a trampoline. Pure sugar rush, if you know what I mean. Sweet and sour every single hour. Yeah.
Well, thankfully, our security team here on Shockwave able to restrain Jack Proctor before he could do any more damage, but quite frankly, the damage might have been done. We'll have to wait to get an update on the condition of Ahmed, but man, just judging by the way his back was looking, not to mention talking about physical damage, but how about the emotional damage of Proctor making him tap out 4 times in front of the entire CMV universe? Well, the show must go on, though. We're just getting started. Some trios action coming up next. Our first of 2 trios matches this fine evening. Later on, Team Luger taking on El Salvador Relampago and Alan Montoya. But it is the Bromancers, Beautiful Bo and Sexy Rexy, who will be teaming up with Phoebe Rose the Bootyweight to take on Fame. But true if you ask me, and certainly if you ask Sexy Rexy and Beautiful Bo, Beauty and the Beast situation in this match. Been dealing with Haim with these last couple of weeks. Won't be the first time they've run into each other, as Bo is, of course, still, I know, licking his wounds from last weekend's King of the Hill match at Absolution. The underdog nearly went all the way. Hell of a performance. And now the Bromance is going to have to find a different path to ascend his 14. We're going to have to go through Hain to find it seems like. The one and only Chris Adams in their corner. Oh, get some cash raining down on the CMV University. I might have to grab me a couple of those. Hang on now. The Bodyweight Phoebe Rose likewise at Absolution last weekend, a part of the Queen of the Hill match. And she made it all the way, guys, to the final two. She and Ileana Summers it came down to. But unfortunately for Phoebe Rose, it was indeed the Russian Vixen who secured that dub. Although, now we know at Purgatory, Ileana Summers is going to have to put her championship opportunity on the line against Alice Blake. But I'd say this is a match made in heaven. Phoebe Rose with the Bromancers? Perhaps the greatest looking trio in CMV history. I don't think the same can be said really about their opponents here. Apathy also unable to secure a victory last weekend in San Juan. That street fight at Ferocity, she and Crystal Violet suffering the L at the hands of Let's Go Mighty. And I know it has to stink in Apathy's crawl to see Let's Go Mighty last Shockwave capture the Women's Tag Team Championship. That could have been she and Crystal Violet in another reality. So this is really a match where everyone's looking for a bounce-back victory after last weekend. Speaking of, a little bit later on, Let's Go Mighty going to kick off their championship reign. The Uncut Gems, Let's Go Mighty in action. This is not a mixed trios match. Anyone can fight anyone in this one. We've seen Apathy tussle with the boys before here in CMV. She's no stranger to it. Dare I even say she likes it. Now, I do believe that Apathy is now officially a member of Hain after they held those open auditions last week. I still haven't gotten my question answered as to whether or not Relan Pago is truly a member just yet. I know they said he was devilishly handsome under his mask, but that doesn't really tell me all too much. I'll say this, though. Hain could use a devilishly handsome man. Because when it comes to Roderick Devaney and Owen O'Rourke, and especially when you compare them to the Bromancers, I mean, come on now. Do I really even have to say anything else? But I would wager that Owen O'Rourke is most definitely still feeling the effects of his Kumite match last Shockwave with Perry Heenan. Man, their fight got taken all the way into the crowd, up onto the stage, and ended off to the right-hand side on the concrete floor. That's where Perry Heenan tapped out Owen O'Rourke to advance in the Kumite. Of course, Roderick Devaney still has his first round Kumite match coming up, and that's actually going to be, guys, next Shockwave against Bob Luger. So you know Devaney, he could use a big win to give himself all the momentum he can get heading into that match with Luger. So here we go, trios matchup. The bro match and Phoebe Rose taking on Haim. And it's going to be beautiful. Bo and Apathy getting things started. Here's what I'm talking about. See, Apathy wanted to start this match. She does not mind tussling with the fellas here, but a quick tag out to Phoebe Rose. The booty weight came so close to being crowned Queen of the Hill at Absolution last weekend. Apathy brought them to her feet. Two powerhouses in our women's division. Taking a step back here is Rose full steam ahead for. We're looking for a clothesline, but Apathy, the veteran that she is, was ready for it. Dropping Rose hard with that reverse DDT. As it currently stands, my friends, Aaron Stone is our Anarchy champion. He managed to escape Mexico City last night with the championship. How long will he be able to hold on to it, though, with this 24/7 rule in play until Ascendance 14, live from Madison Square Garden in New York City. Tag made to Sexy Rexy. Trying to go straight after Apathy. Snap elbow drop attempt. It took a little too long, though. You can't play around with somebody like Apathy. So Rexy going to try to roll her up, though. Not the first time Rexy has rolled up a fine lady. Oh, gets countered here, though. Not the result he was looking for, able to kick out. Apathy nearly had him. Trying to get Rexy into the corner. Now, though, gets countered. Oh, my God. Right in front of Owen. Sexy Rexy dragging Apathy face first along the top rope. And I'm just looking at Owen, man. He clenching his fists. Rexy going to be careful now. Shots to the gut of Rexy. Look at Chris Adams up to no good there at ringside. Just slid a kendo stick into the ring. As Apathy makes the tag to the Magic Man. Roderick Devaney. If we're going to get rid of that kendo stick before somebody can potentially utilize it. I just have to question Apathy's taste when she's sharing the ring with somebody like Sexy Rexy, someone like Beautiful Bo, the gorgeous Chris Adams at ringside. How can you look at Owen O'Rourke and be satisfied? Big clothesline there by Devaney. And trying to go for the pin, trying to get the win right here. Drop kick to the back. Also noticing that Crystal Violet has perhaps finally taken a little bit of a break in her pseudo-stalking of Apathy. Well, Apathy said she doesn't really mind it. She doesn't mind having a stalker. Off the ropes. Big ginger. Oh, Chris Adams. Entering the ring and trying to distract O'Rourke there. Does not work. She's got to be careful not to get Romance was disqualified here. Powerbomb now. It's like looking at one of those Greek sculptures. When you look at Sexy Rexy, and then it's like a horrid ogre dwelling in the swamp. When you look at Owen O'Rourke. Tag made now to Phoebe Rose, as there's also a tag to Roderick Devaney. Immediately eats an enziguri. There's the booty weight going to try to go for the pin, but a kick out at one. Not where Devaney wants to be here in the corner. Tag made to the beauty that is Bo. We could have had the most beautiful king in CMV history. We could have had a beautiful main event at Ascendance 14, but instead, of course, pretty much the opposite with Joey Bacon winning King of the Hill. Maybe the ugliest main event in CMV history. Don't tell Bacon I said that. Just coming up next, guys, we are going to hear from the global champion, Cam Harris. He's set to call out Jeremy Barmore, who threw down that challenge for a global championship match last Shockwave. Will Harris accept? Harris has been a fighting champion so far. He's not backed down from a single challenge. I would have to imagine that's not going to change against his former stablemate, but we will see. Coming up next as the tag is made to Owen O'Rourke, and here's Haim at their best. Owen O'Rourke used like a weapon here. Dropped on top of beautiful Bo. That's a whole lot of man getting dropped on Bo. Big Ginger going up top. Not something you're going to see super often from Owen O'Rourke. Big dive. Oh no, with a backbreaker. Into a time stamp. And into the pin. To secure the win. No, kick out. Last Shockwave we saw the Bro matches defeat Haim in standard tag team action. It was a great match. Oh! Whoa! He's trying to dig his own grave here. Just violently threw off the apron. And now O'Rourke is like a man possessed. But guys, this is kind of what happened. Oh, wait a minute. Chris Adams now grabbing at O'Rourke's ankle, distracts him. Give Bo an opening, but Bo is like he's like a bull right now. Let loose, wrecking it up. What's that old saying? Bull in a china shop. Damn, he's taking it to everyone. You do not touch his wife and get away with it. Gotta calm down though, Owen. Don't let it cost you the match now. Gotta control those emotions. But it appears like that's not a strong suit for Owen O'Rourke. Look at Apathy. Apathy says, you don't need to protect me, Owen. I'm going to handle my own business. Apathy's coming for beautiful Bo, even though she's not the legal competitor for her team here. I love it. Apathy stands up for herself. And this one's breaking down, though. Absolute chaos. Bo's trying to apologize. Bo's trying to say he's sorry. How could you fall for that, Owen? What a fool. He got enamored with the beauty of Bo there momentarily. I don't know. Very interesting knee drop that was. And the splits. This guy's got to get back into the ring. The ref's already up to a count of 10. Having until 20 to get back into the ring. Owen O'Rourke is seeing red though, man. He doesn't care. He just wants to rip beautiful Bo apart. And that's what Bo wanted. Now look, here comes Sexy Rexy. Owen O'Rourke to find himself outnumbered here at ringside. This is bad news. Like I said, O'Rourke let his anger get the better of him. And now he's going to pay the price. Beautiful Bo. Dropping O'Rourke with a neck breaker. And now Bo gets back into the ring as the Bromancers will get the count-out win. The Bromancers, you ask me, with a A+ strategy here as they targeted Owen O'Rourke's love for his wife, sent him into a rage, could not focus, could O'Rourke, and that led to his doom here. Even though it's obvious Apathy can fend for herself, you don't touch a man's wife and get away with it, but it's like I said, you gotta learn to control those emotions, because now look who's victorious. It's a great day to be beautiful.
Yeah, you know the vibe. Bubble pop, let's go. Cherry soda, cherry soda. Yeah, make him spend his whole quota. Cha-ching, yeah, I got that sweet flavor. He call me lifesaver, do myself a favor. He think I'm sweet like the candy. Yeah, you know the vibe. Bubble pop, let's go. Cherry soda, cherry soda. Yeah, make him spend his whole quota. Cha-ching, yeah, I got that sweet flavor. He call me lifesaver, do myself a favor.
He think I'm sweet like the candy shop, but I can make the whole party stop. Got these new heels, click clack on the floor.
Well, my friends, after that minor interruption, Shockwave going to continue as intended. And here comes the CMV Global Champion. And I say, by the way, looking like an absolute $1 million. But we know why he's out here. The Sin City Savior calling out Jeremy Barmore, who last episode of Shockwave was the one doing the calling out as he came down to the ring after Cam Harris's win against Piasso Loco and challenged his former stablemate to a global championship match. And Cam Harris has been known as a fighting champion, but will he accept Jeremy Barmore's challenge? Barmore wants to finally become a world champion. What better time than on the road to Ascendance 14? But again, will Cam Harris step up to the plate? Yes, he will. Harris has accepted the challenge, and it looks like it's going to go down at Purgatory. The Sin City Savior continues to be a fighting champion, and he has given Barmore what he wants, a global championship match. Will that prove to be a mistake? We'll find out at Purgatory.
Yeah, you know the vibe. Bubble pop, let's go. Cherry soda, cherry soda. Yeah, make him spend his whole quota. Cha-ching, yeah, I got that sweet flavor. He call me lifesaver, do myself a favor. He think I'm sweet like the candy shop, but I can make the whole party stop. Got these new heels, click clack on the floor. He texting me, always asking for more. I'm in LA, sipping on the best, put his credit card to the test. He said I move like a superstar. I'm like, yeah, boy, you know who we are. We them girls. Ice in my cup, see the diamonds on freeze. I don't ask for much, but I get what I please. 2,000 for the bag just to match the mood. He say I'm pretty, but I got an attitude. Pop the top, watch the bubbles rise up. Fill it up, never draining my cup. If you wanna ride, better change your lane, cause we driving fast and we making it rain. Cherry soda, cherry.
Well, we're back to some in-ring action coming up next. And Let's Go Mighty set to kick off their reign as the new women's tag team champions. Well, obviously, they weren't going to do it like this. The Uncut Gems jumping Danielle Davis and Ashley Rain as they were on their way to the ring. And then Ruby Rattel, the hard hitter of the Uncut Gems, well, quickly remembering what it means to be a champion. Danielle Davis and Ashley Rain, no chance to celebrate for all too long, as the Uncut Gems have been bringing out that more vicious side of themselves in recent weeks. Ever since Ruby Rattel really failed to take the Divine Championship from Brina Story, they've sort of ramped up that aggressive factor. We saw it when all three of them jumped to Nova. And of course, Sapphire Stevenson, who's not out here right now, but actually pinned Brina Story in the end of that gauntlet match last Shockwave. And now again, ambushing Let's Go Mighty before the match begins. We're lucky the referee actually is allowing this one to go ahead as intended. The bell has now rung, and Let's Go Mighty is at a disadvantage to say the least, but they don't want to allow their first match as champions to be tainted. For Alexia Diamond and Ruby Rattel, they know what time it is, baby. It's Ascendance 14 season, and they want back the Women's Tag Team Championship. They want all the gold, seems like to me. And they don't care who they have to take it from either is the main thing. A bulldog. Of course, the Uncut Gems two-time Women's Tag Team Champions. But for Let's Go Mighty, they were too hard. Especially Ashley Rain picking up Danielle Davis, dusting her off, getting her back into the ring. And what a success that has been. Doing what they could not in their first run as tag team partners many years ago, and that's win the Women's Tag Team Championship. They did it last Shockwave in Mexico City, defeating Resurgence. And now they are in the deep end, if you will, And the Sharks are circling with Ascendance 14 on the horizon, but many other teams probably would have been dead to rights straight out the gate after that attack, but not Danielle Davis and Ashley Ray, and they are fighting back. They don't want to be punked out their very first night as champions here on Shockwave. As we wait to hear from the medical team about a couple of superstars already, Ahmed as well as Brian Dynamic now, who got caught lacking out in the parking garage by the Arsenal tailcoat valve. But Sally Reed did say after last Shockwave, don't think they're going to be so easily rid of us, Pat LaFave, after, of course, we saw Ron Cook and Brian Dynamic defeat Sally Reed and Sebastian Monet, which means that they would not get a shot at Perry Hinnon and Pierre Thompson's World Tag Team Championship, but I guess that wasn't enough because we saw Hinnon and Thompson attack the Arsenal tailcoat valve after the match. But indeed, not allowing sleeping dogs to lie, evidently, as we saw Riva Monet get the drop on Brian Dynamic. And now the tag, looks like Diamond tag also made Ashley Rain. It's going to come, my friends. For more trios action, we'll see as Team Luger will battle. How about this trifecta of El Saltador, Relampago, and Alan Montoya in our main event? It's the Intercontinental Championship on the line. Emmett Jones gets his rematch against Diamonta. We now know it is official. I just got word from Dr. General Manager Martin Koniecki. He has made it official. Jeremy Barmore let out the challenge. Cam Harris accepted purgatory. It will be Barmore Harris for the Global Championship. Can Harris make it to Ascendance 14, still champion? I'll tell you what, that is a hell of a roadblock in his way. Inzaguri by Ray, going to try to make the quick tag to Danielle Davis, and does. With the fans up on their feet. Pretty, honestly, forgiving is the CM Universe. After all that Danielle Davis did the past year, turning things around is even, I'm not going to say fully, but, oh, well, look at this. This is a little bit of the Danielle Davis of old. Pile driver, but you can't say that the Uncut Gems don't deserve it. After that pre-match jumping, pile driver off the apron. And I was about to say Danielle Davis and Thea even kind of pseudo making up. Not really, on social media though. Thea went so far as to congratulate Danielle Davis on her championship win. And Davis has certainly taken for the support of the CM Universe once again. And Davis going animalistic here. Referee's in the count of 8. Davis going to get back into the ring. Kid Alexia. Wow, how about that, man? Talk about cutting it close. Time going to act fast. Dropping Davis on her knees into the pin. But Ashley Ring going to come in to make that save. Uncut Gems fierce. They want the Women's Tag Team Championship. They've walked into Ascendance as champions before. They've walked out of Ascendance as champions. How about last year, Ascendance 13, they defeated the Mighty Bees to become Women's Tag Team Champions. Irish whip into the corner. Davis thinking about a tag, thinking about something. Oh, Steve ahead, big European uppercut. At least somebody's actually getting some wins in the Davis Virtue household. We saw last night, Blake Virtue suffered that loss at the hands of Remy Martin. And really, you kind of start to question, is Blake Virtue is he going to make it to Ascendance 14? Is there going to be a place for him? We know who the breadwinner is, though. Danielle Davis going to push Alexia up against the ropes. Oh, come on. I guess one isn't bad enough. Danielle Davis ramping up the aggression. Another pile driver off the apron, down onto the floor, man. Look at now targeting the neck. Davis hasn't fully lost that venom just yet. Grabbing the back of that thrown right in the side of the steel steps. Again, we're getting into dangerous territory. Refs up to a count of 6. We saw this come into play earlier with Owen O'Rourke. He allowed his anger to get the better of him. And I think we're seeing the same thing happen with Danielle Davis. Whoa, taking Lexington for a ride. Oh, right up into the side of the barricade. Refs at 9? No way. Hang on now. If that's not a bunch of hogs wallop, I don't know what is. Now, if you want to call it a draw, fair enough, ref. But how the hell do you give the win to Let's Go Mighty off that? I don't know if I've ever seen such a display of nonsense. Alexia was in the ring as well. We need to see a replay of that. Look at this. The ref was at 9 here. Danielle got in the ring before her, sure, but Alexia was in the ring. How does Let's Go Mighty win this match? Well, I'll tell you what. Things far from over. The Uncut Gems not going to let this lie. They want what Let's Go Mighty has. As we saw, they're willing to do whatever they have to do to get it. And this result certainly ain't going to sit well with them.
Yeah, you know the vibe. Bubble pop, let's go. Cherry soda, cherry soda. Yeah, make him spend his whole quota. Cha-ching, yeah, I got that sweet flavor. He call me lifesaver, do myself a favor. He think I'm sweet like the candy shop, but I can make the whole party stop. Got these new heels, click clack on the floor. He texting me, always asking for more. I'm in LA, sipping on the best, put his credit card to the test. He said I move like a superstar. I'm like, yeah, boy, you know who we are. We them girls. Ice in my cup, see the diamonds on freeze. I don't ask for much, but I get what I please. 2,000 for the bag, just to match the mood. He say I'm pretty, but I got an attitude. On the top, watch the bubbles rise up. Fill it up, never draining my cup. If you wanna ride, better change your lane, cause we driving fast and we making it rain. Cherry soda, cherry soda. Yeah, make him spend his whole quota. Cha-ching, yeah, I got that.
Well, the action going to continue, my friends, here on Shockwave number 175. Nitro Dragon already in the ring as he is set to go one-on-one with Reese Matthews. And again, I have to compliment Reese Matthews, guys. How great does he look? How about the progress this man has made on not only his weight loss journey, but getting back into ring shape, more importantly. I mean, he's almost there. He is nearly looking like the Reese Matthews of old, the former CMV champion. And with Ascendance 14 creeping around the corner, Matthews wants to be there. He wants to be in New York City. He wants to be in MSG. And he wants to be there in the best possible shape. Most important. There, of course, is Coach Murphy by his side the whole way. Let's see if Reese can keep up his winning ways, though, en route to Ascendance 14. Still to come up next after this, we got the in-ring return, guys, of the KO bombshell Amber Young, and she will take on DeNova. We also got that big trios match, Team Luger up against El Mal Saltador, Relampardo, and Alan Montoya. And then, of course, our main event for the Intercontinental Championship. Emmett Jones gets his rematch, challenging Diamonta. But right now, Nitro Dragon and Reese Matthews one-on-one. Last time we saw Nitro Dragon, he nearly had his arm snapped in half by Bob Luger. If not for Hector Flores, he'd be in the hospital right now with El Morro on Azul and Line Boy. In the corner, turn around. Shot there by Nitro Dragon to escape. I'm not too sure who he was looking to hit with that forearm, but Brown, no, blocks it. Well done. Another slip off the ropes, though, drops down, does Dragon for a kitchen sink. Forearm smash kick to the gut and a DDT for the former Total Package. Both men down, though, doesn't very bode well. That Nitro Dragon might already be gassed even 2 minutes into this match, I don't think. But a gorgeous whisper in the wind nailed there. As it now goes up to Brett Trump representing Lucha Libre Magica. Big elbow from Matthews. Not looking to allow anything to stand in his way. On the road to Ascendance 14. Great combo with a drop kick. I don't think Reese could have hit a drop kick like that even just a couple of months ago. Big punch. And another drop kick, and knock him down to the floor. Watch out, Murphy. We've even seen how dangerous that old man Murphy can be. A few weeks ago, he and Reese Matthews defeated the Bromancers in a big no DQ tornado tag match. So don't let his old age fool you. Not just an excellent coach, but an ass kicker too. The final stop between now and Ascendance 14, my friends, coming up in just a few weeks. Purgatory. It's already shaping up to be a hell of a show. We got Ileana Summers and Alice Blake one-on-one with Ileana's World Championship opportunity at Ascendance 14 on the line. And we now know after earlier that Jeremy Barber will challenge Cam Harris for the Global Championship. We already had 2 countouts. I feel like we've actually been doing, I don't want to jinx it, let me find some wood real quick, knock on wood, but I feel like we've not had a lot of countouts the last couple of months. And 2 of them here tonight. Let's keep it at 2. Nitro Dragon doing a little bit of shit talking. Hackman's gonna hop back into the ring, up over the shoulders. Gonna drop him chest first on the top rope and into the pin. Will it be enough? Nearly, almost had him. Was almost not good enough. Here's a man in Reese Matthews who only a few years ago at Ascendance dressed up as a clown. Matthews is going to redeem himself. It's not just about his physical shape, mental shape as well, and wanting to clean up his tarnished reputation after his last run in CMV. I'd say he's done a great job so far. Matthews stalking Nitro Dragon. Knife that shot, and again, big drop kick. I love it. There's those legs for a double leg drop on the legs. Interesting maneuver. Dragon waiting for another kitchen sink. This kid favoring that knee to the gut. Probably the biggest target on Reese Matthews is Belluelli. DDT, but Dragon's hurt. Saw him clutch his lower back there. Both men down, but Nitro Dragon is able to get to his feet first. Big win. This would be for Nitro Dragon to defeat a former CMV champion. Ooh, STO from Reese. Dragon just pops right back up. He did not like that. Shock and awe from Matthews, leaves the door open. Dragon now going to follow him to ringside, though. Veteran instincts by Matthews to roll out of the ring, avoid getting pinned. Another spinning knee. Tapping him on the jaw. Dragon's got his shot lined up, knee to the face. That was a much nastier knee. But as he tries to get Reese back into the ring counter, and head first off the steel ring post. Big punches from Reese Matthews. Tanahashi clothesline, a.k.a. the catchphrase. Some people forget that Reese Matthews was a member of X-Gen for a short while, who, of course, reunited last night on Octane, the brothers Quantum and Paul Devine. What a sight to see. Back into the ring. Thankfully, we're not going to get another count out. As Reese drags Dragon into position for something. Oh, this is vintage Reese right here. Hang on a minute. The BFP. That is old school Reese Matthews. 1, 2, 3, and it's enough for their total package to secure yet another win. It's only up for Reese Matthews, apparently. A valiant effort by Nitro Dragon, but it seems like nothing can stop the rebuilding of Reese Matthews.
Yeah, you know the vibe. Bubble pop, let's go. Cherry soda, cherry soda. Yeah, make him spend his whole quota. Cha-ching, yeah, I got that sweet flavor. He call me lifesaver, do myself a favor. He think I'm sweet like the candy shop, but I can make the whole party stop. Got these new heels, click clack on the floor. He texting me, always asking for more. I'm in LA, sipping on the best, put his credit card to the test. He said I move like a superstar. I'm like, yeah, boy, you know who we are. We them girls. Ice in my cup, see the diamonds on freeze. I don't ask for.
Tertiary main event time, my friends, here on Shockwave. Number 175. And the return of the KO bombshell, Amber Young, who has not wasted any time putting herself back on the map. His last weekend at Ferocity, after Brina Story valiantly retained her Divine Championship against the hometown hero Diamonta, that Amber Young made her move. We'd not previously seen Young since the end of last season. Laid out Brina Story, hit her upside the head with the Divine Championship, and well, then last Shockwave did it again for a second time. Caught Brina Story lacking after Story's win against La Sombra. Amber Young laid her out, stood over her for a second time. And it's obvious what Amber Young wants, and that's to finally become a world champion here in CMV. She wants that Divine Championship, but she's not waiting in line. She cut right to the front. Who's going to say anything to her about it? Huh? You go ahead. It ain't going to be me. So now we see just what kind of ring shape Amber Young is in. She can attack Brina Story from behind as much as she wants. Well, she's going face to face with Diamonta here tonight. It's been a few months since we've seen Amber Young in a CMV ring. But you know Diamonta's going to push her to the limit. Diamonta in her home country, in front of her friends and family. Biggest match of her career, challenging Brina Story for the Divine Championship of Ferocity last weekend, and came close, man. What an effort, what a match. And of course, she did come up short. But now looking to bounce back, she is going to tell Amber Young, hey, you ain't cutting the line so easily. If you want Brina Story, you're going to have to go through me, because you know Diamonta would love a rematch. Amber Young, often cited as the most lethal striker in all of CMV, dare I say, one of the entirety of CMV's history. But Diamonta can hit hard herself. This should be a very interesting matchup. If Amber Young truly wants Brina's story for the Divine Championship, then this is a win she needs to secure. And don't doubt that she knows that. So here we go. Amber Young's in-ring return here in CMV, taking on Diamonta. And Brina's story, I would have wagered watching closely. You get a little bit of an intense stare down here between these two. Oh, and looks like Diamonta's asking for it. I don't think that's a good idea, but I'm not the one in the ring. Diamonta wants to see firsthand how hard Amber Young hits. Well, you're going to get it. Here you go. You're about to find out. Big punch, knife edge chop. Oh, there's the double leg takedown. Amber Young says enough of that now. And the former MMA competitor. We see that background coming into play with that full mount and the open palm strikes. Now back suplex, gorgeous. Amber Young, a former rite of passage champion, of course, the winner of last year's Queen of the Hill match, guys, and last year at Ascendance 13 main evented. I believe it was day 2, I want to say, maybe day 1, challenging Alice Blake for the Women's World Championship, man. And I'll tell you what, if you weren't around in CMV back then, I would tell you, go back and watch that match if you want to see, I think, the hardest hitting match in CMV history. The two of them, they knocked each other's heads off. It was a bloodbath. And Alice Blake retained the Women's World Championship, but Amber has been hungry to become world champion for a long time. Been in CMV now, a few years since she first debuted. Like I said, she wants that Divine Championship. And willing to, well, take anyone's head off in order to take it. But nice dodge there by Diamonta, blocked by Amber. Sunset flip powerbomb into the pin, though. Kick out it. Not even one. Well, I don't detect any ring rust of any kind whatsoever on Amber Young so far. Springboard moonsault by Diamonta. That's going to prompt Amber to try to get out onto the apron. Collect herself, but the young, hungry Diamonta trying to battle back. Springboard Savaki. That's vintage Amber Young. Goes right back on her feet. And look at this. Amber Young a bit shook. The tenacity of Diamonta didn't last long. Anthony Martin style with that knee into the German suplex. A thing of beauty. Quickly grabs the leg. Oh, there's another knee. Of course, Amber, historically in her CMV career, likes to utilize the double tap. Kicks her opponent not once but twice upside the head, making sure they're done in. She also, though, has won many matches with the Twister. As I said, that former MMA background. Moonsault out of the corner by Diamonta. Got to avoid those maneuvers at all costs if she wants to walk out of here tonight with a win. Jawbreaker, drop Young. Stomping on her. She's got perhaps a little bit desperate here as Diamonta. Won't be surprised after a loss of ferocity. Phoenix splash from Brett's rope. Now that takes some serious athleticism now to the top rope. Diamonta waiting patiently. Missile dropkick attempted. Remember, it was actually Britain's Story used a missile dropkick to defeat Diamonta. At ferocity, but there you go, the Colt kick. That's also vintage Amber Young. And Diamonta's bleeding after that. Look at Amber Young with a shark. And the deep blue sea smells that blood, and now going in for the kill is the KO bombshell. Oh, look at stalking Diamonta, looking for the right approach. So brilliant as Amber Young. Oh, he's knees to the side of the head. Diamonta's gotta be just pure instinct trying to get herself the hell out of the ring. But Amber Young says, where do you think you're going, Diamonta? Springboard dropkick, she gets it. Leaving it up to secure the win, though. Shoots the half, hooks the leg. Kick out of 2. Nova. Back to Brett's rope. Takes the dive with a Meteora. She hurt herself. She hurt her own knee. Let's just hope that Amber Young didn't see that, because Young is exactly the type that will sense a weakness and pounce on it in an instant. Kick upside the head to Nova. In control, but there you go, Amber Young. Blink and you miss it. Back in the driver's seat. It's a Nova. Taking Amber Young for an 8-second ride. Can she capitalize though? Nova's hurt. Arm over the chest. 1, 2. Kick out. It might have been Nova's best chance. And can Amber Young? You can't leave yourself exposed like that. Not against someone like Young. And you can see the cut alongside Nova's left eye. That could obscure her vision. And there you see she didn't have that properly lined up. They're trying to make up over the clothesline. Young see it coming. Knee to the gut, kick to the chest, back elbow, kicks out the knee to the side of the head. Young going to the corner, could be looking at that Psycho. Or maybe not, what is this? Amber Young gonna pull the trigger. Oh my God! What a knee, brother. 1, 2. I don't know how in the blue hell did Nova kicked out of that. Absolutely disgusting knee out of the corner. But even though Denova kicked out, that don't mean she out of the deep end. Gonna try to roll her ringside to catch her breath, but Young on her like peanut butter on jelly. Elbow to the side of the head. Responds with elbow over Nova's Young. Jumping clothesline, Nova just desperate. Ooh, figure 4 head scissors. Apply that ringside, not going to do very much good. This thing falls down anywhere. Snapmare rolls forward. Penalty kick, man, right to the face. Young going to get her back into the ring. I'm trying to get her back into the ring anyway. Referee cut him, stood in the way, now he's going to count them out. He blocked them getting back into the ring, and now he's going to count them out. Psycho knee from Amber Young. Yeah, Denova's not getting back up from that. And Amber Young going to enjoy. You can count to 1,000. You can count to 1,000,000, man. Denova's not getting back up. Amber Young with a ferocious return to the ring. And that was a willing count-out win. She could have thrown Denova back into the ring and pinned her if she wanted to. But Amber Young saying, this is my ring. And I hope that Frida Story was watching very closely, because that's what's coming her way. We might need to get Denova some help out here. I think her face is broken. Amber Young just as, perhaps not more dangerous than ever. And she is coming for that Divine Championship. Marina Story, be warned.
Yeah, you know the vibe. Bubble pop, let's go. Cherry soda, cherry soda. Yeah, make him spend his whole quota. Cha-ching, yeah, I got that sweet flavor. He call me lifesaver, do myself a favor.
He think I'm sweet like the candy shop, but I can make the whole party stop. Got these new heels, click clack on the floor. He texted to me, always asking for more. I'm in LA, sipping on the best, put his credit card to the test. He said I move like a superstar. I'm like, yeah, boy, you know who we are. We them girls. Ice in my cup, see the diamonds on freeze. I don't ask for much, but I get what I please. 2,000 for the bag, just to match the moody. Say I'm pretty, but I got an attitude. At the top, watch the bubbles rise up. Fill it up, never draining my cup. If you wanna.
And before we end the night, my friends, in our main event with Emmett Jones challenging Diamonta for the Intercontinental Championship. It's our co-main event coming up next. And some trios action as Team Luger, now decked out fully in championship gold. After Bob Luger last Shockwave in Mexico City defeated Hector Flores in the main event to become the Lucha Libre Magical World Champion, it looks like Luger has done a little redesign to the Lucha Libre Magical World Championship, perhaps rebranding it to his own personal liking. USA spray painted across the faceplate. And of course, Casey Kaplan and Aaron Anderson, the Pro Wrestling Japan Tag Team Champions. Team Luger International with the gold that they're carrying. I mean, the ultimate sign of disrespect, as if what Luger's done this past month wasn't bad enough to take that Lucha Libre Magica Championship with its history representing so much to so many people in Mexico, breaking the arm of El Borron Azul and Lime Boy. Just not enough for Bob Luger. Taking that title back to Flores, not enough. He's got to go that extra step. Look at the American flag on it as well. My God, Luger. I personally love it. But I feel like Luger's just asking for it at this point. I don't know how he got out of Mexico alive, to be honest with you. Well, Mexico's going to respond here tonight as three of CMV's best luchadors stepping up to try and get some payback for all that Luger has done this past month. I don't know, there's a single luchador on the planet does not want Luger's blood, his head on a platter. And certainly for El Mal Saltador and Brother Pago, suffering that loss this past Shockwave in Mexico City to Toxic Company. They are eager to get back on track. Well, this again more about just a win. Luger has made it his hobby, his favorite pastime this last month to disrespect Lucha. Any opportunity he can get in and out of the ring. Hospitalizing El Borron Azul and Lion Boy, trying to save the Nitro Dragon. And for somebody especially like Relampago, second generation superstar, Lucha Libre Magica, his home. His father held that Lucha Libre Magica World Championship. Luger now has in his possession. Relampago has fought for it many times. It's time for this kid to step up. and defend lucha alongside El Mal Saltador and Alan Montoya. And last but most certainly not least, Mr. Climb to Fame, who with that contract can cash in anytime, anywhere he wants for a global championship match, but this takes precedent. Alan Montoya, somebody who with lucha means so much to him. He's a man who had his mask stolen from him last season by Xander Slate. How did he respond? By ending Xander Slate's career in Mexico. So you can bet your ass that Montoya has got a bone to pick with Bob Luger. You gotta wonder though what Montoya makes of that match being announced for Purgatory. Jeremy Barmore challenging Cam Harris for the Global Championship. Might that be a perfect opportunity for Montoya to strike, to cash in that Climb to Fame contract? Our co-main event, Bob Luger, get things started for Team Luger against El Mal Saltador. Quickly goes behind. Backward. As right now, Emmett Jones and Diamonta prepare for our main event and their rematch for the Intercontinental Championship. El Mal Saltador unable to get a handle here on Aaron Aronson. Cheap shot by Luger, setting up Saltador. He pulled up out of that corner into an alley-oop. Already in trouble looking for a tag, but not going anywhere, you rascally rabbit, says Aaron Aronson. Keeping him right where he is, and of course, always working toward the cross arm bar. Bob Luger taught these kids well. Look at the success that they've already had. Becoming Pro Wrestling Japan Tag Team Champions, tag number Lampago. Drop to the chest. Oh, man. Oh! Oh, no! Good God, man. The kicks to the midsection. Not going to tickle. Talking about a couple of broken ribs. It's out of there quick with a tag to Casey Kaplan. Irish whip reversed. Out onto the apron, trying to hang on. Kaplan going to drag him over the top. Look at the power of this guy. Pro wrestler broke it up. Amateur wrestler in high school and college, as was Aaron Aronson. It's like these two were born and bred to become Bob Luger's pupils. Into the pin, but broken up by El Mal Saltador. Lampago in trouble here in the corner, though. Irish whip. Tag over. Lampago's going to get himself out of there, and he knows it. Well done to send Kaplan into the corner. But can he make the tag here to Alan Montoya? Yes, he can. Great teamwork by the Luchadors in this match so far. Double drop kick. Whew. Big one from Montoya there. Mr. Climb to Fame in Paris. Beating out 7 other just as hungry men to earn that contract. And he can now cash in whenever he wants to for a global championship match. Oh my God, I got it. Shannon Kaplan out onto the apron. Spear! Spear off the apron. Holy shit. And now going right for Luger. Oh, my Luger. Always ready. So you have like a quick tag. Emmett Jones. I don't know if Casey Kaplan's going to be getting back up from that one, though. Saltador. The hips don't lie. Just tell Kaplan to stay asleep out there. No chance of that. Off the ropes. Beautiful Michinoku driver. Kaplan make the tag. Not going to let him. Nice arm wrench. Off the ropes. Kaplan with a hip toss. Doesn't take his foot off the gas. Goes behind. Elbow to the side of the head. Obviously, teams are going to enjoy the advantage as it comes to pure wrestling ability. But the luchadors and their speed, agility, we've already seen pan off. Up on top, Kaplan wants nothing to do with that as he gets himself back down. Woo! Big fucking toss. Almost knocked that man out of the ring. Hostile territory. Tag made to Aaron Aronson. Of course, Team Luger undefeated. As we see them work together so expertly. Look at the target in the leg of El Malsaltador. Brilliant. Eliminate his high-flying capabilities. I hope he's not flaying anybody anyway. His high-flying capabilities. I don't really know what El Malsaltador gets up to in his free time, but I digress. And the tag to the Lucha Libre Magica World Champion. As he goes up to Brett's rope to deliver a headbutt. What's that now? And Casey Kaplan just shouted at me that apparently I'm saying it wrong. Bob Luger's not the Lucha Libre Magica World Champion. He's the American Elite Champion now. So not only a redesign of the championship, but a renaming as well. All-American Bob Luger just can't help himself but to repeatedly spit on the heritage of that championship. German suplex. And follows up with a huge clothesline. Into the pin. 1, 2. What a kick out. Saltador needs to make a tag, man. Yesterday. He's tried to. Luger's done such a great job of isolating him, though. Greatly done there, but immediately breaks up the pin to Aronson. Irish whip into the corner. Into the tail. Luger out like a light. Standing 450 splash. Shades of Amare Rivers there. We miss you. The Kaplan's there to break it up. Finally, Saltador makes the tag. Here comes Alan Montoya. Oh. Can't help but going for Casey Kaplan. This could prove to be a fatal mistake, though, and giving Luger the chance to recover in the ring. Look at Luger turning toward Emmett Saltador and Brother Pago and saying, "You're nothing but scum under my boots." Luger's just got to take every opportunity, man, to shit on Lucha. Montoya sent back in the ring at the hands of Casey Kaplan as Bob Luger with a half tarantula utilized against Emmett Saltador here. Boot to the face ain't gonna help. Down on the floor he goes, see you, bye. What teamwork by Bob Luger and his boys goes up to the top as the American Elite Champion, I guess. Leg drop. Interesting pin. Is that technically, I mean, I guess he was covering his head. Don't you have to technically cover the chest, though, for it to be a pin? I believe is the rule. And I dust off the rule book for that. I don't think that pin should have counted. Luckily, it wasn't 3 count anyway, but... Bob Luger having none of that speedy bullshit from Montoya. Get your ass in the corner. And now he's got that cross arm bar, but he can only hold on to it for 4 seconds unless he gets disqualified. Montoya waiting for him to get back into the ring with a huge belly-to-belly. Tag, Roland Pago with a tag, also made to Aaron Aronson. Goes right after Relampago, goes behind. German suplex. Folding Relampago like a dang accordion. Great takedown into the cross armbar. Aronson's got the cross armbar. Luger's still in the ring. As Montoya breaks the position, Luger to make him pay for it though. Taking out the trash. Great reflexes does this young kid. As he makes the tag to Casey Kaplan. More of the powerhouse. Goes right to the top. He's got to be looking for that moonsault. Or maybe not. I guess he doesn't got to be. Kaplan up on top with a missile drop kick. And into the pin. Is that it? No, El Salvador making the save, but that doesn't mean that Relampago is out of danger. Dragged by arm, by leg. Casey Kaplan looking for the ankle lock perhaps. With a sharpshooter. Sharpshooter applied by Kaplan. Relampago in big trouble. Will he tap? Will Relampago tap? No, picks the ankle. Wow, well done by Relampago. But the damage can be done to his lower back. You see him holding it. Right, that's one of the long lights. Quick pin, flash pin, flash pin. Oh, and Kaplan nearly had it. Shouldn't say flash pin in the presence of Bob Luger. It'll trigger him. Make him remember Lime Boy. That's how Lime Boy defeated him at the start of the season, remember? And Luger. Stomp to the knee. Oh, no, it right into the Coney Island Cyclone, a particularly nasty one as well. That's gotta be it. Gotta be. Uno, dos, tres. Bob Luger has done it again. The luchadors keep popping up, and Bob Luger keeps knocking them down. Who is Mexico going to send next? Who can stop the work ethic titan? Team Luger standing tall, becoming a very familiar sight here on Shockwave. And you're looking at the American Elite Champion who says Lucha is dead in CMV.
Yeah, you know the vibe. Bubble pop, let's go. Cherry soda, cherry soda. Yeah, make him spend his whole quota. Cha-ching, yeah, I got that sweet flavor. He call me lifesaver, do myself a favor. He think I'm sweet like the candy shop, but I can make the whole party stop. Got these new heels, click clack on the floor. He texting me, always asking for more. I'm in LA, sipping sipping on the best, put his credit card to the test. He said I move like a superstar. I'm like, yeah, boy, you know who we are. We them girls.
All right, my fine feathered friends, it is time for our main event of the evening here on Shockwave number 175. What a show it's been so far, but it culminates with an Intercontinental Championship match, and Diamonta making his first defense of the Intercontinental Championship against the man that he beat to win it last month, Emmett Jones, who wasn't going to allow Diamonta to get away that easily. It was, of course, in that Intercontinental Championship match that Jason Payne made his CMV debut. The former tag team partner of Diamonta attacked Diamonta, almost cost him the championship, but Diamonta showed his resolve, came back, beat Emmett to become champion. Well, last Shockwave in that tag team matchup, we saw Emmett pin Diamonta in order to earn this rematch. Can Diamonta keep that championship around his waist? Or is Emmett Jones going to take it back? Remember what Emmett said? Stocks have tanked. Viewership has declined since Diamonta won the Intercontinental Championship. That it belongs back in the hands of Emmett Jones. Well, we're about to find out if that's true or not here in our main event. A former Octane Tag Team Champion, a former Trios Champion, now looking to become a two-time Intercontinental Champion. And noticeably absent here is Jason Payne. Now that makes me a bit suspicious. I'm sure it makes Diamonta even more so. Or maybe Emmett's just looking to do it on his own. He doesn't want anybody questioning him recapturing the Intercontinental Championship. I highly doubt that, but I guess we'll see. Emmett Jones even going so far more recently to get under the skin of Diamonta, traveling to Diamonta's hometown and attacking the mascot of Diamonta's, I believe it was his, I want to say hockey? I'm not a sports guy, man. It's all the same to me. It all blends together. I couldn't tell you, but Diamonta, furious indeed. You can see it in his eyes. He's like a bull about to be let loose from his pen right here. You know, Emmett knows what he's gotten himself into. No filling out process necessary between these two. They've been fighting since the end of last season, back and forth. This is only, I believe, I want to say their third match one-on-one. Diamonta obviously got the better of Emmett last time they met, capturing the Intercontinental Championship. The first time they met, I want to say Emmett won. I could be wrong about that. And they've met plenty times more in tag action and multi-man matches. Emmett's got a side headlock cinched in right now, but a great escape by Diamonta into that back suplex. Intercontinental Championship on the line. Diamonta worked hard, man. Nearly a year before he captured his first taste of gold here in CMV. He debuted right after last year's ascendance. And he would love nothing more than the honor to walk into MSG as the Intercontinental Champion of Ascendance 14 with Emmett standing in his way. What a quick roll-up. Emmett gonna try to sneak in the back door, make out like a thief in the night, and a kick out. Wrench of the arm. And a quick drop of the knee across the kidneys. These two know each other so well, but Diamonta with an elbow off the top, gonna try to retain the Intercontinental Championship. Kick out at two. About to say these two know each other so well, it might be a matter of who could pull out something different to surprise the other. Diamonta, of course, likes to utilize that boot between the eyes, that running kick. Also, the rear naked choke he uses sometimes, as well as the Uranagi we've seen him use. Oh, well, there's Jason Payne. Maybe he was stuck in catering. Was wondering where he was, but where is he? Oh, no. Oh, no, Diamonta. Don't turn around. The referee's distracted. Jason Payne trying to get the drop on Diamonta, but Diamonta was ready for him. The champion knew it was coming. Oh, but stay focused, Diamonta. Obviously, Diamonta wanting to rip his former tag team partner's head off. But think about how much... I love the referee. The referee is still staring over the stage. You can see it. It's technically not happening. And now here's what I was talking about. Emmett given a chance to get back to his feet. Now the ref turns around. He saw nothing. He heard nothing. And a running sit-out powerbomb. Intercontinental Championship on the line. Jason Payne's mid-match attack failing. And there's that kick. Right upside the head, but that's not enough. Diamanta with a top frog splash. To retain. Can he do it? No. Huge kick out from Emmett, who responds with that Superman punch in no time to waste. Going for on the rocks, but Diamanta with a kick to the gut. And a hammerlock back suplex. Well, just as quickly as Payne appeared, he has vanished before the ref could see him and call for the bell. Diamanta, I think this is just what we saw last month, man, when Jason Payne debuted, attacking Diamanta. The last time these two fought one-on-one, it just lit a fire into Diamanta's ass. Propelled him to defeat Emmett Jones and become Intercontinental Champion. Oh, what a boot that was. From the former farmer boy who's desperate. His plan obviously did not come to fruition. And now he's doing all he can to make sure he leaves here tonight. A two-time Intercontinental Champion, Vintage Jones family, with the DDT out of the Canadian sort of setup, Canadian backbreaker setup. Kick out at 2. Imagine if he beat Diamanta with a Canadian DDT. That would just be rubbing salt into the wound. He almost did. Well, now Emmett's in full control, and that turnbuckle has been exposed. The ref has not seen it. Oh, now he has. He might probably hurt me. I probably should keep my mouth shut. My bad, Emmett. Kick to the knee. Diamanta's hurt. Emotionally, he's been wrecked these last few weeks. His former tag team partner's friend turning on him, joined Emmett Jones. Repeated attacks by Jason Payne and Emmett Jones. Will it all pay off for Emmett here tonight? Spear! Everything Diamanta has left. But it's not enough to retain the championship, man. The fans are chanting one more time there behind Diamanta. But will their support be what it takes to get him across the finish line? He is just beating the fuck, pardon my French, out of Emmett right now. Dear God, man. He's kicking the shit out of him. Grabbing Emmett by the back of the head, but the sneaky Emmett with some elbows to the gut. Axe quick, goes behind the champion, German suplex. Doesn't stop there. Waistlock lariat. Into the pin. Emmett to become a two-time Intercontinental Champion. Kicked out at 2. What a match here in our main event. Emmett came with some aces up his sleeves. But Diamanta, knowing Emmett too well at this point, he was aware of what was going down. Short arm. Single boot to the chest. Both men down. Intercontinental Championship on the line here in our main event. Emmett gonna get to his feet first. He's exhausted though. Diamanta's hurt. Slowly picks him up to a seated position. Now up onto one knee. What is Emmett cooking here? Off the rope. Big boot straight down Diamanta's gullet. And from Brett's rope, Emmett Jones with a meteora. Diamanta's desperate instinct driving him into the corner. He's looking for refuge, but Emmett's not going to give it to him. Stomping on Diamanta. Got to the turn. We're not going to disqualified, though. Emmett cannot win the championship that way. He must pin or submit. Diamanta in the ring. He's going to look to do just that. Dead level incoming. Diamanta escapes the brainbuster. From behind, what's this? Backbreaker, man. Emmett is out. Diamanta, though, salivating. He's not finished. Nuh-uh. After all Emmett's put him through, Diamanta drops down. Spear a second time. 1, 2, 3, and still. What a match. But Diamanta was prepared for everything Emmett threw at him here. The Jason Payne attack, the dirty underhanded tricks. Diamanta took everything Emmett threw at him and chucked it to the side. And is going to leave tonight still the Intercontinental Champion. What a match. I think Diamanta probably had Emmett beat after that backbreaker, but the spear was just a little extra sauce. And you can't say Emmett didn't deserve it. Diamanta still the Intercontinental Champion, and Ascendance 14 is calling. Will Diamanta make it to MSG as champion? Well, that's another story. But at least for tonight, it's a cause for celebration. And until next time, I will see you when I see you.